They say money makes the world go round, but spin the wheel too long, and it starts to look like a noose. Empires rise, fortunes fall, and greed poisons everything it touches. Behind the glamour, behind the headlines, there's always a darker story, one written in debt, betrayal, and blood-stained cash. This is Money Toxic, where we expose the truth about power, profit, and the price we all pay for it. Today we are going to dive into the lifetime of indoctrination that the NFL makes billions on. Every Friday night, across small towns and big cities in America, the lights come on, the bleachers shake, and money starts to move. They call it Friday Night Football, but it's more than a game. It's a ritual, a machine, a business disguised as tradition. It feels wholesome. Parents in folding chairs, kids eating nachos and snow cones, the band playing a slightly off-key version of Eye of the Tiger. But underneath the pageantry, money flows like diesel fuel into a generator. High school booster clubs collect millions. Local businesses pay sponsorship fees. Small towns invest entire city budgets into new turf, new LED screens, new locker rooms. Why? Because Friday Night Football is the beating heart of small-town America. Just like high school, college is a billion-dollar institution built on tradition, loyalty, and the belief that Saturdays belong to the game. From packed stadiums to nationwide broadcasts, millions of people dedicate their weekends to cheering for young men in school colors. But beneath the pageantry and school pride lies a ruthless financial machine. Universities invest hundreds of millions of dollars into athletic facilities. Coaches are paid salaries that rival CEOs. Television networks spend billions to secure broadcasting rights. The sport has become a corporate enterprise, complete with sponsorship deals, licensing agreements, and complex conference politics. College football is marketed as amateur competition, but the money moving through the system tells another story. The players, however, sit at the bottom of the economic pyramid. They risk their bodies and futures while generating massive profits for institutions that insist they remain amateurs. Their bodies are treated like assets. Coaches demand performance. Trainers push them through lingering injuries. Concussions get labeled as minor setbacks. Torn ligaments are brushed off as part of the game. And if a player is no longer useful, there's always another recruit waiting to take their place. The cruel irony is that college football markets itself as opportunity, but in reality, it often trades the health and future of young men for ratings, revenue, and alumni donations. Their sacrifice fuels a massive economy, and when it's over, the system doesn't look back. Most of these athletes will never reach the NFL. They endure years of danger and sacrifice for a dream that statistically won't come true. By graduation, many carry long-term injuries, damaged knees, chronic back pain, and cognitive issues from repeated head trauma. The universities move on. You're asking yourself what this has to do with the NFL. This is a lifetime of indoctrination. It's everyone from the players, family, and fans. With the start of the 2025 season, another cultural gauntlet of blood, sweat, and money starts again. The NFL is the most powerful sports league on earth, a machine that turns passion into profit, and players into legends, or cautionary tales. But behind the touchdowns, the halftime shows, and the billion-dollar commercials is a history fueled by conflict, greed, and the relentless pursuit of money. It began in a dusty car showroom in Canton, Ohio. The year was 1920, and a group of team owners gathered to form the American Professional Football Association, a league with no real rules, no TV contracts, and barely any fans. Back then, pro football was a side hustle, something to do after a shift at the steel mill. Players made $50 a game, if they were lucky. But even in those early days, money spoke louder than the love of the game. Teams fought to poach players, owners folded franchises overnight, and games were fixed for profit. It was chaotic. It was dangerous. And it was the foundation of what would become the NFL. For decades, football fought to survive in baseball's shadow. But then came television, and everything changed. The 1958 NFL Championship, the so-called greatest game ever played, pulled in millions of viewers. Suddenly, football wasn't just a game. It was a broadcast spectacle. Television turned players into celebrities. It turned Sunday afternoons into a ritual, and it turned the league into a goldmine. By the 1960s, networks were paying millions for the rights to air games, a number that would soon skyrocket into the billions. The NFL's biggest rival, the American Football League, had been stealing talent, attention, and cash. The bidding wars were brutal, driving player salaries higher and owners into debt. The solution? A merger. In 1970, the AFL and NFL joined forces, creating one super league and the monopoly that dominates football to this day. The Super Bowl was born, a single game that would evolve into the most profitable sporting event on the planet. By the 1980s, the NFL was printing money. New stadiums funded by taxpayers, merchandising deals, video games, licensing rights, and above it all, television contracts that dwarfed anything else in sports. By the 2000s, a single Super Bowl ad cost more than a mansion in Beverly Hills. Today, the NFL generates over $18 billion a year. Franchises are worth billions. The average player's career lasts less than 4 years. But for the owners, it's a generational wealth machine. The game is faster, the business is bigger, and the money is toxic. The NFL, it's not just football, it's an empire. A corporate cartel disguised as America's favorite pastime. Behind the touchdowns and halftime shows is a system built to extract billions, year after year, no matter what's happening in the world. Scandals, lawsuits, even national crises. Nothing stops the cash from flowing. Today, we're tearing apart the machine to show you how the NFL turns loyalty into leverage and passion into profit. In 2023, the NFL pulled in an estimated $20 billion in revenue, more than the GDP of some countries, and they're on track to hit $25 billion a year by 2027. That's not growth, that's domination. The NBA and MLB, half as much. And here's the truth, they didn't get here by accident. Every deal, every broadcast, every product is part of a machine designed to keep fans hooked and wallets open. In 2021, the NFL sealed a deal worth $110 billion over 11 years. Fox, CBS, NBC, ESPN, paying nearly $10 billion every year just to show the games. And here's the sinister genius. Every team gets an equal cut. 32 franchises, all cashing in before a single ticket is sold. Even the worst team in the league still rakes in over $300 million, losing never paid so well. And that's just the first drip in a pipeline that never runs dry. Fans think tickets keep the league alive. They don't. With an average price of $120, tickets are bait, just enough to get you through the gate. The real payday comes from the luxury boxes, the $15 beers, the parking fees that cost more than your dinner. Ticket sales are pocket change compared to what's really fueling the league. And that's nothing compared to their next racket, selling you your own loyalty. Every jersey, every hat, every foam finger, worth over $3 billion annually, and it's locked down tight. NFL logos are guarded like state secrets. You want to print one? You pay up. Even EA Sports forks over hundreds of millions just for the privilege of making Madden NFL. You're not buying a shirt, you're buying into the machine. Pepsi, Gatorade, Verizon, Amazon. The NFL is a corporate hub, sponsorship deals pumping in hundreds of millions a year. Amazon alone, $1 billion per season for one Thursday night game a week. Why? Because NFL games are the king of television. In 2023, 93 of the top 100 US broadcasts were NFL games. The league isn't competing for ratings. It owns them. Until 2015, the NFL League office was officially classified as a non-profit, no federal income tax, decades of untaxed corporate power, hidden in plain sight. Dropping the status was a PR move. The profits? Still there. Only now they don't even pretend it's charity. What the fuck? And they've built walls around the money that no scandal can break. They call it the shield. Not just the logo, but the barrier between the NFL's cash flow and the outside world. Player protests, contained, concussion lawsuits, settled and silenced, economic collapse. Fans still come, advertisers still pay. In America, the NFL isn't just entertainment, it's ritual. And rituals are hard to kill. The NFL doesn't just sell football, it sells belonging, it sells identity, and it cashes in on the idea that loyalty is priceless, until they put a price tag on it. Your cheers feed the machine, Your traditions pay the bills. Whether your team wins or loses, the house always wins. This is the power of the Shield. And in the world of money, that's as toxic as it gets. In conclusion, I'm a fan. I have my favorite team. I'm just as guilty as everyone else. That doesn't mean I don't understand the sense of community that comes with rooting for your favorite team. The dark still exists even under the flashing lights. Like and subscribe to support this type content.